Okay, I've been meaning to do like a whole just series of Abby Phillip just takes, I guess. But this one was one for the books.
The fact that every rich person I know, their daughter has 2 or 3 dolls, maybe a couple American Girl dolls, 2 or 3 expensive, nice dolls, and no crap from China. But if you go into a broke person's house, that floor is littered with broken toys from the dollar store.
So now we're shaming people for
Barbie shaming.
Is the opportunity to make enough money to make the same decisions that every rich person is already making and keeping the cheap toys away from their kids. And the people braying the loudest about this are the people who would never let their kids buy those crappy toys. And it is so offensive to me because when you talk to working class people, they sound just like the president. They would love to be buying high quality stuff for their kids instead of 1,000 cheap things that are going to break immediately because that's what they can afford.
That's the worst defense of Donald Trump because China makes 80% of all toys sold in this country.
Thank you.
And 90% of all Christmas goods sold in this country. We have a lot of leverage with China. The Christmas and the doll industry is not one of them. When you start rationing dolls for American people, you're losing the argument. It's giving Scrooge vibes.
No, but for real, when he started saying the whole, $2 or $3 instead of 30, which is totally unrealistic, that's not a thing. Like, you don't get to tell people how to spend their money for anybody. You do not tell somebody, let alone the president. Like, that's common sense. You do not tell people how to spend their money.
Don't do
Especially if you're
You can't do it, Vladimir. You do it, it's going to be a bad day.
He's so out of touch from the human experience. He has no clue what the average person lives through. He thinks groceries are like our old-fashioned, like it's a thing where
So
it's
says
a
a
bag
bag
filled
with
with
different things in it.
Groceries. I mean, come on. How obvious can it be? Ridiculous. I mean, the fact that, hold on, let's go back to
every rich person I know, their daughter has 2 or 3 dolls, maybe a couple American Girl dolls, 2 or 3 expensive, nice dolls, and no crap from China. But if you go into a broke person's house, that floor is littered with broken toys from the dollar store.
So now we're shaming people.
When you go into a broke person's house, who are those houses? What are you talking about? I would love to hear her personal experience or where she's even getting this from. That's nuts. Absolutely nuts. Here's another one that I think is just wacky as all hell.
You work in a school that could lose federal funding, and if you lose your job because that federal funding is gone, you'd be okay with it?
I would. Yes, I would, for the greater good for America. He's making America great again. He's doing the right thing.
You work in a school.
That's unhinged. She says that now, but when it happens, she'll be crying. I mean, that's so crazy. And here's some more craziness.
I'm going to make Dearborn great again because I'm running for Dearborn mayor. The same things they do to him, they do to me. They disqualified me, and I'm trying to be back on the ballot again.
Why'd they disqualify you?
Disqualified me saying I can't run because of a felony conviction.
And what was the felony conviction for?
Mission destruction of property.
And what happened in that situation?
The situation right now, we have an appeal in the appellate court. Hopefully the judge...
But what happened? What were you convicted of doing?
Mission destruction of property.
What was the circumstance for that?
I forgot. It was about 20 years ago. Maybe one of my girlfriends, maybe I smashed her car or something. Stuff happened, People recover, People
Smash your girlfriend's car?
Oh, yeah. It happens.
It happens.
Yeah, it does.
And you want to be a mayor?
Yeah, why not?
Some people might say because you smashed your girlfriend's car.
I'm going to make Dearborn.
You see, here's the good thing and the bad thing. It's so easy to convict. Like, for example, all these kids that are inspired by those Columbine shootings, that's crazy. But people are just inspired by the wrong things. That's the shitty part. The good news about this is, luckily, Donald is an anomaly, okay? Other people try to pull off the same things that he does, and it never works. It never works. So the good news is that once he's gone, it's gone. There's not going to be anybody who gets away with things the way he does. I don't know why he gets to have this freaking eat it too. I just can't figure that out. But he is an anomaly, so that's the only silver lining I could think of in situations like this. I love this. This is one of my classic favorite AOC moments.
Jaime Montserrat is someone who actually cut his girlfriend's face with a broken piece of glass. My question to you is, why have you sought his support? Why did you go to his club and speak at his club? I'd like to know why you did that.
So that's a lie. I have not sought his support. I think that history is absolutely reprehensible. When you say, why are you at his club? I was at the only Latino Democratic club in East Elmhurst and Corona. That's where I was. There are teachers there, there are crosswalk guards there. And that is who I was talking to that day. So while I know that women tend to be made responsible for the actions of every man in the room, I am not. I am not.
Damn. She couldn't grab that mic any faster.
You just hate him. You just hate the guy.
You are taken in by a con man.
No, I'm not. I guess
he
what?
loves the country. Trump loves the country.
You damn right he does. He's been saying it since the 80s, 90s on Letterman and all these shows.
He's a guy on September 11th who went down, said he was down there. He wasn't. He's a guy who called in on a radio. He said, now I got the tallest building in Lower Manhattan. He's a guy who lied about Muslims cheering it in New Jersey from Jersey City. He is a con man. He is a liar. And that you are falling for this bullshit.
I'm not falling for anything, Steve.
Please.
Steve, how about this, Steve? It didn't have to be Trump. What I love is that this dude sacrificed everything to pull back the curtain and tell the regular American.
What did Donald Trump sacrifice?
Time out. Guess
What
what?
did Donald Trump sacrifice?
His career, he can go to prison. He can go to prison for what you guys want for the rest of his life.
Probably shouldn't have broken the law.
No, Steve, you know what it was? Steve, don't give me this breaking the law bullshit.
Huh?
He pulled open the curtain and let all of us see. The regular people. Look at what these assholes are doing. Fake news, fake this.
Are you talking about the shower curtain where he had the country's most sensitive secrets?
Oh, you mean, what about the Biden doesn't bother you? The Biden doesn't bother you?
Right.
They all take documents home.
Hilarious how worked up that guy was. Oh my god, those were such good comebacks. So here's a video of DeLeon. He's clearly on something. This is probably at Mar-a-Lago. And he's just looking at this blonde chick like really weird, like disturbingly weird.
It's on Saturday night, which is called Death Valley on television. People don't watch. That rocket ship, you know,
right here, look.
Falling down. And it was like all other rockets was going to be dumped in the ocean, and then it went around and around, and then the fire came out.
What the heck is that look? That's freaky as shit.
It's on Saturday night, which is called Death Valley on television. People don't watch. That rocket ship, you know, the one that was falling down. And it was like all other rockets was going to be dumped in the ocean, and then it went around and around, and then the fire came out. And then it started.
Yeah, you can tell he's like on like some kind of he's like rolling or something, like some kind of ecstasy or something, because his mouth, the way he moves, I don't know what the heck. No matter what he's on, that's still weird. That's a really weird way to look at anybody, let alone that one chick. Ugh. Goodness gracious. So here's a funny one.
This campaign was Kamala is for they, them, Trump is for you. That was actually referencing defending women, defending women's spaces, women's sports. So this is what they have to do. They have to rewrite history because they had a failed campaign. They had a failed presidency. They put her as the border czar. She never went to the border. So this is about incompetency. It's not.
That's false. She was never actually the border czar. She was never given that exact title. That's another one of Donald's stupid tricks.
Not about ideology, or it's not about.
Oh my goodness! We're just going to get some help here for Cameron. Let me come back to Lydia while we get some help for Cameron here. Lydia, the President Biden, we're going to go to a break right here. We'll be right back.
He actually attempts to continue. That's hilarious. See what happens when you talk smack on Kamala? That's what she gets.